Good evening and welcome to another edition of Money Talk with Melanie. I am your business diva, Melanie Collette. Hey, Doug. I'm broadcasting live from beautiful Cape May County, New Jersey. Actually, it's not so beautiful today. It's been raining since yesterday. So that's no good. Hey, Chris Miller, Connie, Lloyd, hello. So anyway, it hasn't been all that beautiful, but I am broadcasting via SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Talk Radio, and of course streaming live on Facey. Hello, everyone who is streaming into the Facebook chat. Good afternoon. Actually, no. Good evening. I am completely exhausted. I think I'm a little tired from the weekend. I'm too old for this. Connie, Lloyd, Jeff, Doug, welcome to the Facebook chat. Let's see, what do I have to talk to you about today? Well, first of all, let's get some house cleaning done. My guest today, I think, I haven't heard from her today, so it might be a freestyle Monday, we'll see. But CaDori Banks is my guest today. She's going to talk to us about the growing power of women in business. She's an entrepreneur, life coach, and philanthropist. So that's the plan today, but we may start to do like a freestyle thing. What Doug says, Melanie officially. Hi, Melanie officially. I bet that's what that means. Hey, Pirzada, what's happening? Danny, hello. Welcome to the Facebook chat. Welcome to Money Talk with Melanie. So that's my guest today. Although, like I said, I haven't heard from her, which always makes me a little bit nervous, but we can do a freestyle thing. It's all good. Kim McClinton, hello. Booyah. I hope I got that right. Hello. Vanessa, hi. So what else do I have to tell you? If you're not following me on Twitter, you can do so at Money Talk Mel, or if you're feeling really adventurous and want to follow my political musings, you can do so at NJGOP. No, that's not right. I'm GOP'd out from the weekend. At NJ Diva. At NJGOP Diva. That's my Twitter handle. Yes. Booyah, I am very sorry to hear about your dad. I really am. Thank you so much for tuning in to listen. Steve, Craig, hello. Vanessa, hello. So if you're not doing that, please do so. If you haven't liked my Facebook page, it's at Money Talk with Melanie. You can like my Facebook page. And there is, yes, NJGOP Diva. Thank you, Doug, for reminding me what my Twitter handle is. Because apparently I can't remember it. Carl Wilson, welcome. Oh, thank you, Vanessa. You're so sweet. Thank you. I appreciate that very much. I have the most supportive audience. You guys are really the best. What do we have coming up? Tomorrow, I have Laura Vivian coming up as my guest. She's an author and speaker. She has a book called This Should Never Have Happened. Overcoming her personal triumph over years of child abuse, and you will have to tune in to see what that has to do with money, but it does. We're going to talk about the money aspects of that topic. And then what else do I have going on? Wednesday, I am appearing on the Politics and Prophecy, the Chris Level show. That is a blog talk radio show. I believe that is 4 o'clock. I'm not sure if that airs live or not, but I'll let you guys know. Because it may be recorded and posted later. But that's what I'm doing Wednesday. So there'll be a re-air on Wednesday. Then Thursday, I have Kuram Dara, who is the president of the Taxpayers Association in Summit, New Jersey. But we're going to be talking about a very important topic that he's knowledgeable about. So I want to make sure that we discuss that. And I just got a guest for Friday, and I don't remember who it is, but I literally just booked it. So the rest of the week is booked. And then next week, actually most of next week is booked. You guys are must be spreading the word out there, because I'm not having a hard time getting guests. And that is a beautiful thing. Kim McClinton, who's responsible for Money Talk with Melanie, by the way, his creation, the Business Diva and all, taught me how to do coveted media requests, which is how we typically get guests. And now people come to me. I very rarely do a media request. And that is because of you guys listening. You guys who are listening to the podcast and SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Talk Radio Land. That's because you guys, and I appreciate you very much. Zena, welcome. So now, got to talk about some Money Talk news real quick. It's not like there hasn't been any news. Here's the thing. I do my show prep during the day. Hey, Tim Pino, welcome. I do my show prep during the day, and usually I can pretty much be set on what I'm going to talk about in the Money Talk news report. But you know, we have a president who likes to keep things moving in the news. So there's always something exciting happening. So by the time I get home, there's like other stuff going on. So we know that President Trump's lawyer had a search of his office, his homes, his phone, everything, right? And they went to court today to try to, I guess, get some of the information suppressed and make sure that they're only reading stuff within the scope of what they're supposed to be reading, the prosecutors. And in order to do that, they had to identify all of their clients. It turns out Sean Hannity is one. Well, here's the thing. Cohen says Sean Hannity is one of his clients. Sean Hannity says he's never been a client. So I think this is about to get seriously interesting. I really wish there wasn't this much drama, though. Like it's unsettling. It's starting to get a little stressful. And for those of you who work on campaigns, like I do, it is not making for a fun midterm election season. I'm just gonna keep it real with you. And last year's election season was not funny. I suspect it's just not going to be a fun election season for a good while, I guess, is what we can expect. No more fun, just drama. Welcome, Mark Reed, to the Facey chat. Upset about that, about all the drama. Now, so the CEO of Starbucks, Kevin Johnson, apologized to the two black men arrested in that Philadelphia store on Thursday. They were denied restroom access because they hadn't made a purchase, and when they didn't leave, they called the police. There was a video that was tweeted out, and it was viewed 10 million times. I know some folks going to be mad when I say this, but I've been in stores where they said you had to buy something to use the restroom like that. I never thought it was because I was black. That was kind of weird. And I live in a place that's like 3%. That's like 3% minority. And it never even occurred to me that it could be because I was black. I thought it was because that was their rules, which from a business perspective makes sense to me. Like, you can't come in here and loiter and just use the bathroom. But everything is about race now. So it's just kind of, you can't just sit in a place and just like be there. Like, I know that's how it is. Want to welcome Todd and Author to the Facey chat. Welcome. So, but they apologized, and I read just before I got on the air that they also fired the person who called the police. Calling the police was a little over the top, no doubt about it, but what are you supposed to do? Philly in the house. But what are you supposed to do as a manager when you ask somebody to leave and they don't? Like, because then they can just come and go as they please and never leave when you ask them to. Like, how does that work? I don't know. But political pressure is what it is nowadays, and the minute you say something about race, it's a problem. And frankly, it's a sad state of affairs, because when true blue racism happens, you know, it's the boy who cried wolf syndrome. It dilutes the message. The White House is supposed to be announcing sanctions against Russia, some new ones, and that was according to what Nikki Haley said. But again, listening to the most current news on my way home, they said that may have been a mistake, may or may not be doing sanctions against Russia. But obviously, that's a very important topic. Welcome, Daryl, to the Facey chat. Yes, Asa Khalif is a slimy BLM racist criminal obtained by the district attorney of Philadelphia. Larry Krasner, another creep. That stinks. That stinks. Michael Paluzzo, welcome to the Facey chat. You're listening to Money Talk with Melanie. I'm your business diva, Melanie Collette. I have not heard from my guest yet. Not sure what happened to her. We may be doing a freestyle thing. We may be talking to my guest when we come back. But you will know in a couple of minutes after this break. Brand new Money Talk Minute, by the way. Brand new Ron Edwards notebook and brand new Money Talk Minute. We'll be back on the other side of the break.
Yet another reason to like the Alabama Crimson Tide. Hello, I'm Ron Edwards of today's page in the Edwards Notebook. In this age of sports teams and individuals like LeBron James hating President Trump because he simply seeks to protect our borders and our republic from invading illegal border crossers, and is not willing to do away with our Second Amendment because black thugs are shooting mostly other blacks who are in unarmed, stringent gun control cities like Chicago and Baltimore, it was refreshing when national champion Alabama Crimson Tide football players and coach Nick Saban paid a visit to our nation's capital and not only enjoyed their visit with the president, but in fact did something that no other visiting sports team had ever done before. Instead of simply giving a little statement about their visit and leaving it at that, Crimson Tide football players took the time to pray for and with the president, who has endured more attacks than any president in the United States history, the exceptions being those who were murdered by the deep state, of course. Even though I am a lifelong Ohio State Buckeye fan, I must give a huge thumbs up to the Crimson Tide and wish them well. Well, that is until they play the Ohio State Buckeyes, of course. I'm Ron Edwards, sponsored by the Tri-County Liberty Coalition.
Welcome to this week's Money Talk Minute. I'm your business diva, Melanie Collette. This week we talk 4 ways to save for a rainy day. First, make savings a part of your monthly budget. If you wait till the end of the month, you will never get it done. Second, keep your savings and checking accounts separate. The fact is, if you have the money in your checking account, you will definitely spend it. So open a separate savings account. That way you're less likely to spend the money. Third, speaking of separate savings accounts, make sure that account is in a different bank than where you keep your checking account. This makes transferring money from one to the other much more challenging, which is a good thing. Finally, use direct deposit. This way, money designated never makes it into your checking account and is less subject to accidental spending. And that's all for this week's Money Talk Minute. I'm your business diva, Melanie Collette. Money Talk with Melanie airs Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. East, 4 p.m. Mountain, and 2 p.m. West on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Talk Radio, and streaming live on Facebook. Welcome back. You're listening to Money Talk with Melanie. I'm your one and only business diva, Melanie Collette, and I don't see my guest today, so we can talk about whatever it is that you all want to talk about today, because there is certainly enough going on for sure. Actually seems to me, hey Darius, welcome to the Facey Chat. It seems to me that the president actually has been awfully quiet, kinda, here lately. Doug said, add stevia when the coffee mug is free. Actually, I do use I toggle between stevia and agave. Stevia is much better for me, calorie-wise. But I toggle between the two. And 4 p.m. Mountain, that's true. I have no diction. Did I say 4 p.m. Mountain? Because I have friends that are doing Mountain Time, and that's the comment from Celeste Clavery, that do Mountain Time, and they're like, you never mention Mountain Time. You never mention what's up with Mountain Time. So I try to squeeze that in to say Mountain Time, 4 p.m. Mountain Time. I have to work on my my diction. I think Darius Norman, who's in the Facey Chat, has been on the show before and may be coming back again very soon, I hope. But anywho, let's talk about some more things that are in the news. Now, this is huge. Okay, goods that are sold online could possibly be subject to state sales tax. That's if the Supreme Court overrules a decision that's 25 years old. That said retailers can't be forced to collect taxes in states where they don't have a physical presence. Now that is if you if you shop online, and part of the benefits of shopping, Arthur, you're very sweet. If you shop online, and part of the reason why you shop online is because of the tax benefits, the Supreme Court, that is like up for, I don't know who the heck is suing. It sounds to me like the government is the only entity that would have that would want to do that. But apparently what's going on is South Dakota is challenging that precedent. And okay. And the reversal could mean that e-commerce sites such as Amazon and eBay, two of my favorites, could collect sales tax on third-party goods. This is according to the Government Accountability Office. That is a little bit frightening. That could seriously affect, you know, the economy, because Amazon, of course, is huge. But what the state's argument is, we're missing out on all this revenue because people are shopping online. I think that I'm patently against that. As a shopper, I mean, I can understand the state's position, but I don't know. Yeah, exactly, Celeste. Heck yeah, no tax. I don't know that there's, you know, a scenario where that's okay. I don't, where that's going to work out okay. So if they reverse that, then I would think all the states probably have some interest in going ahead and collecting taxes. I would think. And so we have to keep an eye, definitely, on that story. There is another, I can't believe this. Now, we have these driverless vehicles, right? Hey, Kim Sharp, welcome. We have these driverless vehicles out here that have not been in certain states like Amazon, like Arizona, for example, are doing beta tests on these driverless vehicles. And apparently, Waymo just applied to test these autonomous vehicles in California without safety drivers. This is according to the San Francisco Chronicle. How do you guys feel? Listen, I feel the same way about driverless cars as I feel about dry cleaning. I'm very weird about like the fun fact about me. I'm very weird about dry cleaning. Like, I don't believe it's clean unless it's got some suds. Unless it gets some suds. I'm terrible that way. So you need to have a person in the car, because computers are only as good as the programmers. Thank you, Kim. I want to drive my own car too. And I think there should be like a physical person behind the wheel. I mean, cruise control is bad enough. How many of us have cruise control and are on a long trip and sometimes are not really paying attention? Car might as well be driverless. And that's what they're thinking about doing. So apparently another company, hey, Sylvia, welcome to the Facey chat. You enjoy driving? Kim says she enjoys driving. Now that I can't co-sign with. I actually hate driving, but I think hate's too strong of a word. I am just not a huge driving fan. Hate is too strong of a word, but I have always had very long commutes, just because of where I live. I have very long commutes, so I drive a lot, and I don't really like it. Kim said cruise control. Me and cruise control, not good. And I use cruise control all the time. I mean, I have an hour right now. I have an hour and 15-minute ride to my full-time job, so I am on cruise control most of the trip. Hey, Michael Burgess, welcome. But I think you need a person though. Like, you absolutely need a person there. Also, lest we not forget, and I didn't even bring this up, that over the weekend we decided to attack Syria. This is what I'm not clear on about Syria. Maybe some of you guys in the Facey chat can help me out with this. I'm not totally getting punitive attacks, because my understanding is that it's supposed to be a punitive attack. In other words, like to punish them for using chemical weapons. Now, apparently there's been up to 8 chemical weapons attacks on their own people in Syria. But this one, I guess, was particularly heinous. And so they decided to, President Trump decided to attack Syria. And I'm very dicey when it comes to war and attacking people. But apparently, from what I understand, there weren't any casualties. They just destroyed 3 of their chemical weapons areas, if you will, or factories, if you will, which I think is probably a good thing. But I'm very concerned about the loose lips in the administration, including at the very top. Don't be mad at me, y'all. Y'all like staunch Trump supporters. Don't be mad at me for saying that. Hey, Antonio Sabato, Mark, Ken, welcome. Don't be mad at me for saying that, but I'm very concerned about that. And I know people are going to be like, don't believe the media. Well, I'm not talking about the media. I'm talking about the tweets. I mean, there are some things that he does that I don't understand, and it's because I have not met his level of genius. That's quite possible. But I didn't understand. I am very. Michael Burgess says it's very good politically for the United States to make an attack like that because it will show solidarity, true, with the Trump administration's principles. It really wasn't something that was as much of an error as anyone makes it out to be. It wasn't casually written. I understand that, but I don't. Listen, I'm going to be truthful here. I have a serious, pardon me. I have a serious aversion to name calling, bullying, and snarkiness. A serious aversion. And the communication style of our commander-in-chief rubs me the wrong way. And I need to I realize I need to get over it. Like, I totally need to get over it because we got like 7 more years minimum. I mean, maybe 4, but probably 7. We'll see how the primary, if there's a primary, which my guess is with this president, there probably will be. Michael said it could have been much better. And I'm very concerned about the midterms. I know people don't like to say this, but what I've been talking about in my social media to people is like, hey, us diehard conservatives, can make some allowances because of the policy and because policy-wise, he's pretty much doing what we want him to do. But I submit that your Democrats and your independents do not have a high threshold for his communication style. I'm no liberal by any means, but I know I find it very bothersome. Like, it bothers my spirit. I'm just being honest. Like, it really bothers me. And I want to really be able to defend him, but it is very difficult. It is extremely, it's extreme. Like, he doesn't make it easy. And I'm not suggesting that he should care, but I don't know. I find it worrisome. But I did hear this week on a more positive note that the wall, they're working on building certain parts of the wall, which is good. That in California, there will be some National Guard troops going down to, although, according to Governor Moonbeam, Governor Brown, they won't be actually doing anything. I think that's a good thing. Apparently, illegal immigration is back up like 200%, probably since they didn't get the financing for the wall. Also, oh my gosh, so much happened in the news over the weekend. Also, Paul Ryan's resigning. And I know a lot of people don't care for Paul Ryan, but I feel like Paul Ryan is listen, he's in a tough position. He's Speaker of the House. You can't get anything done unless you compromise. So, and I feel like he's darned if he does and darned if he doesn't. You know, if he doesn't get anything done, then people are mad at him. And if he does something that requires a compromise, then people are mad at him. So it's kind of tough. Like, I think he's in a really tough position. But he's resigning, not resigning, I'm sorry. He's retiring is actually more accurate. He's not resigning. He's retiring. But to spend more time in his family. Doug in the Facey chat said pink camouflage in California, right? So Speaker Ryan is retiring. There are 32 Republican retirements in Congress. I think that's worrisome. I also find that to be of concern. I don't know about you guys. And people are saying, you know, he's draining the swamp. You know, President Trump is draining the swamp. But I'm also hearing that it's just a very difficult environment to work in. That's what I'm hearing from, you know, I don't talk about, you guys see me at certain events and doing certain political things. I don't really talk about my connections because it's not the place to do it, but I have some connections, and that's not to brag. It's just I have some connections in DC. And so I hear it's a very difficult environment to work in. Doug says we need a tough guy to be speaker. And I think, I don't know, I think Paul was relatively tough. I mean, he got a lot of things through the House. The Senate was the issue. He got a ton of stuff through the House. He got rid of Obamacare through the House. It was the Senate that was the issue. And do we put that in Paul Ryan's lap because it wasn't able to pass Congress? I'm not sure. His job was to get it through the House. Isn't the Senate Mitch McConnell's deal? That's how I kind of feel about it. Like, I think, you know, it's Mitch. And now that we're literally down to a one vote lead in the Senate. I mean, and I'm extremely concerned about the midterms. Let's just put it that way. I am extremely concerned. You know, we have all these special elections, and I don't think we won any of them. I don't think ours won any special elections. And I'm not one to believe the polls and the hype in the media, but I'm just looking at the landscape. I'm looking at how many people are retiring, and yeah, that may be good, but do you really think that that they're going to vote for more conservative people? Like, is that what we think is going to happen? Like, we'll get the rhinos out and put more conservative Republicans in there? I'm not sure that that's what's going to happen. Particularly if we have the situation that we had in Pennsylvania where they have, I think his name is Connor Lamb, who basically ran as Republican light. I mean, then you're going right down the middle. And you're catering to those independents and those soft Democrats. So, you know, to me, that was like a textbook example of probably exactly what to do the rest of the midterms. If you're going to win, if you're a Democrat and you're going to win, that's probably the way to do it. I find it concerning. Does anyone else find that to be a concern, something that we should be thinking about? It's something that I think about, and probably because I'm about to open my county call center. That is one of the things that I do for the local on the local level from a campaign perspective, but which involves Congress, the governors, like everybody's race. But I'm concerned about losing the Senate and possibly the House. I mean, we got to lose 24 seats, but still, voter ID or big fraud is definitely another concern. What are your other links for today's show, Melanie? Other links for today's show? I'm not sure I understand the question. You know I'm slow until I finish my coffee. Oh, I was supposed to have a guest today, but I have not heard from her. I don't know. I don't know what's up with that, but I haven't heard from her, and I definitely confirmed and everything. So I don't know. It happens though. That happens. So that link is just a link to SHR Media if you wanted to listen. The one that's I don't even, the one that's on the promotion. That's it. But yeah, I'm super concerned about the midterms because people need to understand that if we don't, under the circumstances, if we don't keep the houses, it's over. And you know, it's like that with every president, but particularly with this president, we don't keep the majority, we're done. And I feel like his style is starting to wear on people. And like I said, it could just be me personally. It could just be me. I have had a fundamental issue from the primary. I'm going to be honest. I've had a fundamental issue with it. Oh, I see what Celeste is. Thank you, Doug. What would I do without Doug? My unpaid publicist. Exactly. Spreaker, iTunes, Blueberry, Blog Talk Radio. There's a whole bunch of ways to get me. And I haven't posted that in a while, and I guess I should start reposting those links. I used to post them all the time. Android, Google Play, you can get me. All social media, Pinterest, Google Plus, all of that good stuff. But yeah, you're absolutely. Thank you, Doug, for that. Hey, Roosevelt Lindsay, how are you? So yeah, all of that good stuff. I apologize, Celeste, for not knowing what in the heck you were talking about. But right now, we did a one-off. So like I said, I'm super concerned about the midterms, and I'm wondering if you guys are either. And are you concerned at all about the Stormy Daniels situation? Not that situation in and of itself, but where it may lead. I listen. I think what is going on is very unfair. The part that I'm not understanding though is like, he is the head guy. You're telling me that there is nothing he can do? There's nothing that anyone can do? There's nobody that's willing to fall on the sword for the president to get this done politically? Fall on the sword to take care of this situation? Because I do think it's a witch hunt. I do. Do I think he's a choir boy? No. But I do think what's going on is an absolute witch hunt. That I do think. And I you know, I've said several times, I am not a huge fan. I don't think that we're going to get Claire McCaskill. Oh gosh. I don't think talking about personnel issues on Twitter is an awful idea. Is an awesome idea. I don't like that. Like he just reminds me of a boss that would make me have panic attacks. Like, and I find it worrisome. And I think that both sides of the aisle are trying to get him because of that. Well, first of all, because he doesn't play nice, because he's trying to make serious changes and he's not nice about it. And I'm sure it's not because he's not nice about it. I'm sure it's because of what he's trying to do. But I just don't think that not being nice about it is helpful. Now, my male friends will tell me that I am just being a girl. I'm just being an oversensitive girl, and that's why I don't like that behavior. And I'm a little bit, you know, on the proper and prissy side, and that's why I'm not a big fan of like dissing your attorney general on Twitter. Like, dude, like not and like unnecessarily, like it's embarrassing. I can't. We're up against a break. I want to say hi to Ty and Kevin before I go. You're listening to Money Talk with Melanie. We're supposed to have a guest today, but unfortunately, I have not heard from her. So maybe something happened, some type of emergency. I don't know. But we're up against a break, and we'll be back in a few moments.
Who likes paying taxes? Nobody. That's why Eva Rosenberg from TaxMama.com wants you to pay less of them. Read Small Business Taxes Made Easy and learn how legally hiring your spouse and children can slash your taxes. Learn how to set up a business plan that minimizes taxes, the benefits of setting up an exit plan, how to avoid getting audited, and how to legally increase your deductible expenses with better record-keeping techniques. Don't let the IRS squeeze you out of every penny. Visit TaxMama.com. Click on Ask a Tax Question to get free answers to your tax and business questions. That's TaxMama.com.
My name is David Barnett. I've been helping people buy and sell small and medium-sized businesses since 2008. So far this year, I've gone on 5 vacations. It's because I've got my own business. When you get tired of being managed by someone else and you decide that business ownership is right for you without the risk of starting your own unproven enterprise, then come over to businessbuyeradvantage.com. There are over 100 YouTube videos on buying and selling businesses that you can watch for free. That's businessbuyeradvantage.com.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Hey, it's Sean from the Sackheads Radio Show. Also one of the owners here at the SHR Media Network. Are you opinionated? Have you ever wanted to do your own show? Have you ever heard somebody like the Sackheads and go, yeah, I could probably do that better? Well, now's your chance. Send me a 5-minute clip at sackheadsradio@gmail.com, and maybe you can be part of the SHR broadcast. sackheadsradio@gmail.com.
Broadcasting behind enemy lines in occupied California, a mere 2 miles from the state capital. The Bouvier Zeppelin Resort Podcast Balloon Radio Show can be heard every Tuesday and Thursday night at 8 p.m. Pacific and 11 p.m. Eastern, only on the SHR Media Network. Go to shrmedia.com to listen. You can also watch on the SHR Media Facebook page and the SHR Media YouTube channel. No goldfish were abused in the making.
Dirty politicians, shadow governments, and deceptive Islam blend with fake green media smoke. Their only fear is one hand with a cane. I'm Dave Mills. Join me through shrmedia.com, highplanestalkradio.com, and the Western Free Radio Network at Spreaker, YouTube, and iTunes for a different perspective weekly on the Unpleasant Blind Guide. And catch me on Jeff Mitchell's DDL Radio on blogtalkradio.com. There's no surrender ever, because truth is not always pleasant.
Hey guys, it's Sackhead Clint. I'm excited to tell you about a brand new show here on the SHR Media Network. I'm teaming up with one and only all-powerful, the bloviating Zeppelin sitting here to my left, bringing to you a fresh new show here on the network. It's Against Tyranny, and we'll be picking up where the Sackheads left off. Excited to be with you, sir.
Sackheads Against Tyranny.
We're going to chat. We're going to chat Wednesday night. Sackheads Against Tyranny.
Wednesday night, 11 p.m. Oh, it's the same time, right? 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific.
Same Sack time, same Sack channel.
SHRmedia.com.
See what I did there?
It's your business diva here, Mel Millette. I am inviting you to a front row seat. I discuss some of the most intriguing details of wealth and finance with today's movers and shakers in the world of business. Listen in and discover financial truths on a global, domestic, household scale. Uncover topics that will impact your wallet today and in the future. Money Talk with Melanie airs Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. East, 2 p.m. West, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Talk Radio. You can't afford to miss it.
Jew by race, Christian by faith, American by nationality, and conservative by choice. Reverend Ralph J. Chisholm Sr. is the right guy on SHR Media from 8:05 to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday. And if on the rare occasion I am ever wrong, I will still always be right. The right guy on SHR Media. Hey, this is Michael Wright.
And I'm Shannon Wright.
Join us for The Right Way with Shannon and Mike, Monday through Thursday from 7 to 9 a.m. right here on SHR Media.
Why are they joining us?
For fun things like sports, politics,
Oh, maybe some news and entertainment?
and all kinds of other things.
Money and recipes and events, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, so join us Monday through Thursday, 7 to 9 a.m. here on shrmedia.com.
And we're back. You're listening to Money Talk with Melanie. I am your business diva, Melanie Collette. And we're doing a little freestyling today because I had a guest today, but she, hopefully nothing happened to her and she is well. But I have not heard from her. So we'll see what is going on with that. Anyway, I asked before the break if anybody, I posted in the Facebook chat, if anybody had been reading Comey's book, and Ty in the chat says, I would never read that crap. Hey, Keith Little, welcome. I'm so glad you could chime in. No need for your absence to be pardoned, my friend. You are a very, very busy man, which I can completely relate to. Today, I worked all day. Then I had a meeting with my CPA to finish up my taxes. Then I had the show. I have a conference call at 6. Simultaneously, I have a meeting that somebody didn't invite me to till this afternoon, so that's not going to happen. At 6 o'clock, conference call for the Republican women, and then at 7:30, I'll be kicking back and hanging out with a couple of my besties. But it's a long, busy day. It started at 5 o'clock, and I know Mr. Keith Little can completely relate. So Doug's not reading the Comey book. Keith Little, are you reading the Comey book? I'm very curious about whether or not you're making time in your light reading to read the Comey book. Also, I posted in the Facebook chat a story about how Russia is targeting millions of us on the web. And that's according to the US and the UK that's going on. And I think that is in retaliation to the attack in Syria. It's pretty clear that Russia does not want to go one-on-one as far as firepower with us. They know that's a losing proposition. But it seems that they are doing some kind of cyber attack that is not only threatening businesses, but it's threatening homes too. That is not good. Reddit, I don't know how many of you use Reddit. It's kind of like the young kids thing. Well, I think it is, because I still haven't really gotten the hang of Reddit, but I should try it. But banned 900 and some odd Russian accounts, 944 Russian accounts. And Facebook took down accounts that were used by a troll farm. I mean, this is something, in my opinion, to be concerned about. This is a serious cyber warfare, and in my estimation, that is the kind of war that could take us down, because you're talking economics, hit us in the pocketbook. I mean, they know how to get to the West. Because what do we value? One of the things that we value is our prosperity. One of the reasons why people come here is because of our prosperity. And so a cyber attack of any kind of epic proportion could certainly be an economic problem. So, that is, and they've done it before, and lots of countries do it, quite frankly. Attack us and try to get information from us, etc. And who knows, Reuters says that we're blaming a global cyber attack on Russia. Who knows if it's actually Russia or not? I mean, there's so much propaganda out there, but I would bet it is, considering what just happened over in Syria. Also, while Russia was at it, they tried to condemn that attack in the UN over the weekend. Like, really, guys? I don't. We probably know Mossad. Right, we do it too. Oh gosh, Doug, we absolutely do. We absolutely do. We attack other nations, but here's the thing, Doug. We're the good guys. So it's okay. It's okay when the United States does it, because we are angelic And of course, never have any nefarious motives when we do those kinds of things. Doug said China day to day is worse. And you know what, you're right about that, Doug. One of the things that I when I was getting my master's, I did a report on Google, communism, and China, and basically how China keeps the internet from its people, and is like really like they don't have. You can't just get on the internet and surf whatever you want. I think you're right about that. That Mossad probably was tipped off. I agree with you, and that could be part of the reason why President Trump did that tweet, to ensure that there would be no casualties, to give them enough time to move their human assets out of the way. That's very possible. That's possible. I'm not going to say that part of that tweet wasn't strategic. I just don't like his attitude. Like, why do you have to do why I gotta be such a guy about it? Like, that's what bothers me. Like, why do you have to be like, everything is just so confrontational. I was watching a Greg Gutfeld show over the weekend, and he was talking about how Comey compared Donald Trump to a mafia boss, and Greg Gutfeld was basically like, yeah, no kidding. That is the kind of way that President Trump carries himself because of who he is. I mean, he's a developer from Queens, so he's a little rough around the edges. He's used to dealing with some tough people, and he's a tough guy. And I get that. I just wish his language wasn't so incendiary. It bothers me. Israel attacks. Yes, that's true. Israel attacked Syria 2-3 days before us. Very true. Yes, they did. That's absolutely accurate. And nobody said boo, but maybe that's because of their close proximity to Syria, and because of all that Israel has at stake. And listen, not for nothing, nobody tells Bibi what to do. Nobody dares it. I think, Bibi Netanyahu is so well respected. And I mean, to be honest, that his communication, and the guy from Jordan, the other guy, the president of Jordan, is another really tough guy. I mean, and Doug, you're right. Like, if he wasn't tough, we'd have another Obama, and people would be walking all over him, and that's no good either. I mean, I get it. I understand it. I just wish he were a better communicator. That's all. I just wish he wasn't calling people slime balls and stuff like that. Like, come on, man. Yes. Now, how did the Arabs complain? And I thought they were kind of involved, like silently backing the attack. So maybe like behind closed doors, they were backing the attack financially, but then in front of everybody at the UN, they were like, oh, that's a terrible thing. I believe China did too. I think China backed that buffoonery as well. But it's China. So what do you expect? It's China. That's kind of the way they roll. But I'm concerned about that the cyber attack, and apparently it has not been just one. It's been a series of cyber attacks. They said that they not only did they attack the United States and Britain, they attacked some other nations. This is the same cyber attack, or the same virus, if you will, that they used to attack the Ukraine. It's called the NotPetya virus, PETYA virus. And the Kremlin has not responded for comment, shockingly. They're not. Here's what I don't understand. When they do stuff, why don't they just admit to it? That's the part that I honestly don't get. Like, I mean, they're saying, oh, what? What chemical warfare? What do you, I don't know what you're talking about. Chemical warfare? But at the same time, they won't let people in to examine the area. Well, if there were no chemicals, why wouldn't you just let people in to examine the area? Like, I don't understand why they don't. Is it smart not to fess up to your crimes? Is that what it is? Maybe. I don't know. But they fess up to nothing. They just don't. And it It's worrisome. I mean, it is. It's concerning to me. I have a I'm concerned about that whole thing, but mostly I'm concerned about the midterm elections. You're listening to Money Talk with Melanie. I'm your business diva, Melanie Collette. We are going to take a quick break.
Paying taxes? Nobody. That's why Eva Rosenberg from TaxMama.com wants you to pay less of them. Read Small Business Taxes Made Easy and learn how legally hiring your spouse and children can slash your taxes. Learn how to set up a business plan that minimizes taxes, the benefits of setting up an exit plan, how to avoid getting audited, and how to legally increase your deductible expenses with better record-keeping techniques. Don't let the IRS squeeze you out of every penny. Visit TaxMama.com. Click on Ask a Tax Question to get free answers to your tax and business questions. That's TaxMama.com.
My name is David Barnett, and I've been helping people buy and sell small and medium-sized businesses since 2008. So far this year, I've gone on 5 vacations. It's because I've got my own business. When you get tired of being managed by someone else and you decide that business ownership is right for you without the risk of starting your own unproven enterprise, then come over to businessbuyeradvantage.com. There are over 100 YouTube videos on buying and selling businesses that you can watch for free. That's businessbuyeradvantage.com.
Welcome back. I just wanted to come back and make sure I thank everybody in the Facebook chat. Great questions, great commentary. I want to thank all of you guys on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit, Talk Radio. And I also want to thank all of you who are downloading the podcast, which is most of you. Get to this later. And I love that, and I appreciate it. I appreciate you all so much. Remember, if you're not following me on Twitter, do so at Money Talk Mel or at NJGOP Diva. You can also download the podcast anywhere you get podcasts, iTunes, Google Player, all of those places. And thank you, everybody in the chat. I want you all to remember that this is important because it's your money.